This week I'm running one of the most competitive races, which is held on an island here in LBI, New Jersey. It's absolutely beautiful. And this week we have the LBI Dog Day race, which I've been doing for the past 2 years. Technically we are on an island, and out of all the races that I looked up, this seemed to be the most competitive one. But the goal this year is to hopefully get top 5. I was looking at the results from last year, and top 5 had to run a 5:30 or better. Last year I ran a 5:50, so I think I can definitely improve. My fitness is definitely there. I'm out on a beautiful run today. This is technically my vacation, but I'm kind of more treating it like a running camp, because I'm an absolute nerd. So if you're new here, definitely make sure to subscribe. My name's Michael. I'm trying to make running fun again. I'm trying to see if a hobby jogger can actually turn pro, or at least get some type of sponsorship from some type of company. It's Tuesday morning. That only means one thing. It's a long run day. I have a beautiful scenery for today's long run. Not doing too much mileage this week. Gonna try to stay around the 40 mark just to keep my legs as fresh as they can for the race on Sunday. Right now it's just super humid and pretty hot. So I'm dealing with the elements out here. Yesterday I did a easy 5 miles. This heat is kind of destroying me. My regular heart rate at home for an easy pace is around 130. I'm going this pace down here and it's getting up to 150, 160. So clearly I'm just not built for this element quite yet. We're gonna finish up this run, running around this super cool neighborhood, the bay and everything. Not used to this camera. So Friday and Saturday, 2 days before the race, I actually took off. Didn't run at all. I am on vacation, so decided to enjoy myself a little bit. We went to this lighthouse. We just kind of chilled. Now it is officially time for the running shoe segment of the week. Figured I would go over my current running shoe rotation for this training block. Mostly stays the same, quite honestly. My super shoes that I'm using for the marathon, I've used for the past 3 to 2 marathons actually. There's going to be a change coming up soon. Just showing my shoes currently rotating through 3, 4. When you see people online saying that you need all of these shoes, 10 shoes for a marathon build, no, just no, you don't need that. My daily trainers, I actually did a YouTube short on these. I've got the Asics Superblast 2s. They just came out with the 3s, but if you want a cheap everyday trainer, go for the 2s. They're about like $150, really good cushion, high stack height, and the foam that Asics uses is really good for more up-tempo work as well as longer runs and just slower paces. So definitely recommend these shoes. And then for speed workouts, longer runs, I like to use these two. Just anything a little bit quicker, anything at marathon pace. I'll throw on these guys, which are the Mizuno Neo Vistas. I got these a while back, and honestly I think they're a super underrated shoe. Good amount of cushion, pretty high stack height. They're just a super good all-around shoe. Definitely recommend. You can honestly even use these as a super shoe. The only difference is that they use a nylon plate instead of carbon fiber, but you still get that same springy, responsive feeling when you use these guys. They fit really good, snug to the foot. Definitely recommend these. And then what I used for this week's races, which these are not my marathon shoes. These are more for shorter races, more faster stuff than the marathon pace. The Adizero Adios Pro 3. I actually found these at like a discount store, like TJ Maxx or something. I got these for like $50, which is absolutely insane. The colorway is pretty ugly. I would definitely wouldn't do these. But yeah, which these have these energy rods, which are carbon fiber, I guess, but or anything, you know, quicker than marathon pace or just a shorter race, I definitely throw these bad boys on. And then what I don't have, and I did not bring down, are my Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro 3s. I think I'll pop them up right here, but those are currently my marathon shoes. I got those, I think, off of Running Warehouse in the clearance section. They're not a bad shoe, but I'm definitely ready to expand. I think I have like 200 miles on them, so this will be my final hoorah. See if I can finally break sub 3 with them. But yeah, that is the end of the running shoe segment of the week. So the race is done and dusted, and unfortunately I had to learn some very, very valuable lessons. So, you know, going into the race, elevation I knew wasn't really a problem. The island is basically completely flat. I did know though that there's a decent amount of humidity, and they do start the race at 9, so the heat is also in play there. So it was about 80 degrees Fahrenheit, and the humidity was up to like 80%, so I knew that yeah, it was going to be pretty difficult. You know, compared to last year, which last year I ran a 29:47. I had more training going into it, so fitness-wise, I think I definitely was a lot better than what I was this year. And you know, going into this race for this year, I didn't hit too much mileage, and I wasn't able to do really any speed work or high intensity, which is something I definitely learned. And that's something I'm adding into my training going forward. But yeah, I honestly didn't know where my fitness was at. You know, I thought 5:30s were pretty doable. So for mile 1, I went out 5:32, kind of in this chase pack. And then the leader, the kid who won it last year, was in front of us. We kind of knew that he was gonna, you know, take home the prize. But yeah, first mile 5:32, 186. Kind of knew after that mile that pace was not doable for 5 miles. You know, started to get a side stitch. Came into it knowing that it was going to be very painful. Any 5-mile race is extremely painful, but I just did not have the mental toughness. Just told myself to try to stick with the pack. So the next mile I did 2 miles down. That was 5:49. So I faded a little bit, and the pack was kind of right in front of me. I was right behind it. Just told myself to dig deep and just try to stick with the pack, and then all hell let loose. And that 3rd mile was a 6:20, unfortunately, and then going into the 4th mile was a 6:37, which is that's literally my marathon pace. So I knew that. You know, I was fading pretty quick. That 5:30 right off the bat was not a good idea. And then mile 5, I started to dial it back a little bit. 6:21, finished the race 30, 45, 32, 20th overall. Compared to last year, I was 11th and 2nd in my age group. This year, I was 4th. Definitely teaches me some valuable lessons just about intensity. Unfortunately, I had that ankle problem, so I couldn't really do too much mileage. Going into the race, definitely good training stimulus. Kind of knew where my fitness was at now. You know, I think by the end of this training block, going into the fall, after my marathon, definitely more focused on speed, going after those 5Ks, 10Ks.